Continuing our PAX East 2022 coverage, we're going to go beyond the standard System Integrators weekly format, that being me talking about system integrators nonstop, to allow some of the people behind the PCs to speak for themselves. If you've been missing the normal Sunday episodes, don't worry, those will return next week. And before we get to that, we do need to pay the bills around here. No! So I do need to let you know this video is sponsored by CDKdeals. CDKdeals is an online marketplace that offers game keys for several different platforms and genuine software licenses at drastically reduced prices. You can even use code BRAID25 to get an additional 30% off. Here's how it works. Here we have an OEM license for Windows 10 Pro. Of course, all Windows 10 Home and Pro keys can be later upgraded to Windows 11 at no charge. Keep in mind that you'll need a new key if you build a new system or make major hardware changes. OEM keys cannot be used to upgrade from Windows 10 Home to Pro, so make sure you know which version you have installed. Here in the cart, you can use code BRAID25 to get an additional 30% off. So an OEM copy of Windows 10 Pro will drop from $22.72 to just $15.90. After your purchase is complete, click View Keys/Codes, click Get the Key, and copy it. Then go to your Windows search bar, type out Activate, and click Activation Settings. My Windows install is already activated, so I'll be replacing it, but yours should just say Activate Windows. Paste in the key, click Activate, and you're done. Thank you, CDKdeals, for continuing to support the channel. I was able to speak to a good number of company owners and representatives, with several being SIs I haven't covered before. So this will be split into two parts, with the second one coming out tomorrow. I apologize for the audio issues you'll no doubt notice. I had no idea they were happening at the time. Audio on location is a tricky thing to nail down, it seems. I promise, we'll get a solid setup for the next event we attend, which just might be sooner than you think. Anyway, enjoy.
Hey everyone, I'm Braithorn here, and I am here with RGB Custom PCs. Why don't you two introduce yourselves?
I'm Sean.
I'm Holly.
Holly, Sean. So tell me a little bit about your company.
So we were founded in March of 2019. We are a woman-owned business. Holly is our CEO. We've done a lot with women gamers, and first time console, making that switch from console to PC. We like to say, we're a consultative service. So we really want to make sure people get best bang for their buck, not, over-spec'd or something that they don't need.
So what made you think, I want to start a company to sell PCs? What inspired you to do that?
First of all, I think, we're gamers and we love tech and we love PCs. So we had the expertise and the business experience. And then we wanted to be able to help first-time gamers and people who weren't quite sure what they wanted to build a PC for them that they could have a warranty and they knew was built well and they knew was a quality PC.
Okay. So in a populated space like system integrator, the system integrator industry, what are you aiming to do to sort of set yourself apart? Because of course, we always look for companies that provide good service and good products and decent prices. I mean, that's sort of along the line of what I want to recommend whenever I talk, because that's mostly what I talk about. So when it comes to, say, something that people can only get from you or should look for, what you specialize in, what would you say that is?
Quality. There's things we won't sacrifice. Every PC has at least 16 gigs of RAM because it's a gaming PC. And we don't want to sell a PC with 8 gigs that person's not going to be happy with when they try to play a game. So I think quality, and then we have standards for assembly and putting them together. We have standards for cooling. We'll always use more than just the case fans and things like little details that we want to make a difference because we want our customers to be happy.
Okay, well, I do like to hear that, of course. Of course, we know we have a growing community within the Swarm, and people kind of report back to us and let us know this went well, that went poorly, that kind of thing. So we do keep an eye on that, basically, and that informs my recommendations down the line. So I'm glad to hear that. So why don't you tell me about some PCs that we have here?
So it starts out, this is what we call our Ice Maiden build. So it's in the 011 Yeyian Lee. This is the Air Mesh version. So this one's got a 3060 Ti, Ryzen 5 5600X. It's got the 10 Yeyian Lee Uni fans. This starts around the $2,500 range on our site right now, depending on what upgrades you go with. So moving on. This one is our Pink Odyssey Airflow. So this is our own custom pink case. It's got the mesh front. It fits 6 fans. It is an MATX motherboard. It's got, this one has a 3060. It's got another Ryzen 5 5600X, 16 gigs of RAM. All of our builds start with at least a 512 gig NVMe SSD. So we don't want to start any lower than that. You can add on, you can upgrade from there. And this is our signature build. This is the white version, so it comes in white or black. This has 12900K, 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance RAM. Starts with the 3070 Ti, can go all the way up to a 3090. And it's obviously got the H150i Elite Capellix water cooler.
Well, it's a good range, and when I see mesh on every system, I'm a happy YouTuber tech person. I like to see that, of course. So are you basically pretty much sort of locked in on what kind of cases you want to have? Can people just say, you know what, I really like this case, and maybe you know that it's not the best. How do you handle something like that? Just stick with the case you have and get in bulk, or do you customize to the customer's request?
No, we are fully customizable. That's what we tell people. Let us know, if you have a parts list and you just want to send us that, we can build that. Or we can make recommendations, because sometimes, people will pick something and we're like, that's not great for airflow, not great. You can't fit the parts you want in there. It's not going to do what you want it to do. That's something that's really important to us. We don't want people to end up with a system that won't do what they need it to do.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks for talking with us, and of course, you're gonna have more coverage of PAX East 2022 here coming up soon. But Sean, Holly, thank you very much, and enjoy the convention. What's up, guys? Braithorn here again. I'm here with Vinny from Paradox Customs. So, Vinny, tell us a little bit about Paradox.
So Paradox build custom PCs. We do it all. We go from painting GPUs. We go from backplates on GPUs. Our biggest key is cable management. We do the best of the best. We build PCs for the weekend, KD, as you can tell on the back screen over there.
Nice.
Kevin Durant. We are big in the Call of Duty industry.
Okay.
We build a lot of PCs for a lot of pros. But as you can tell over here,
Let's go take a look. What do we got?
we're actually building a pyramid right now.
The good old A's of Pyramid. Nice.
Yes. This is gonna be a beast. We got the streamers on there. We got the QL 120s in there. The Z73 Kraken. Over there is a full mini pyramid that's built over there.
How do you guys approach building? I mean, do you kind of go for like, do you have like specific builds that are available, like tiers of builds, or is it custom from the ground up, as in they choose every component?
So we do, but not right now. We're launching the website. We do not do pre-builds. You basically pick what you want.
Looks pretty good. Yeah.
That's something different that haven't seen yet. We also got backplates for the GPU right here. Something different.
Fully RGB and all that.
Fully RGB adhesives.
If you had one thing that you would say sets y'all apart, I mean, of course, there are some companies that do things like that. They'll wrap GPUs or paint them, things like that. But if you can see one thing that sets y'all apart, that makes Paradox what it is, what would that be?
Cable management.
Okay, cable management. Yeah, you know what? We appreciate good cable management around here.
We take care of our cable management. We take care of all of our customers. We are very good on that. We're on top of everything. We've been around for 2 years. Pitt, the owner, the CEO, he's a very good guy. He takes care of everybody. We do our best that we can. Try to help everybody out as much as possible.
So if someone has an issue, like, I'm not getting a picture or whatever, you ran through a troubleshooting, the RMA back to you, what's turnaround time usually like on something like that? Although I know it changes, and it's a situational thing. On average, what do you think?
So as of right now, since all of these events that we've been going to, we just got back from Rocker CDL2, Major 2. We just got back from Rocker, and now we're here at PAX East. Right now, the turnaround time for a build is about 5 to 6 weeks. But usually when we're not really, have all these events, we usually give a 2 to 4 week.
2 to 4 weeks, fair. Yeah. And what about things like when there's a problem? Like there's a problem, how do you approach that? Do you mostly try to do remote troubleshooting, or do you just have them pack it up, send it back?
So what we do is that we would try to remote if there's something like damage with the case. Yes, we offer a 1 year warranty with the plan. We do have them come, shipping label, they'll ship it back to us, we'll swap it all out for them, and that's it.
Okay. Well, all right, guys. Well, we'll take a look at Paradox Customs in an episode of System Integrators Weekly sometime. But Well, yeah, Vinny, thank you for taking your time to talk to me, brother. Appreciate it. Hey guys, Braithorn here with Hernan from Yeyian Gaming. Hernan, why don't you tell me a little bit about your company?
Sure, absolutely. Well, we've been around, the company itself, the corporation's been around for a little bit over 20 years. In gaming, the brand Yeyian has been around for about a little over 5 years now. So a little 5 years, we started with peripherals. We started with keyboards and mouse and cases, and then we slowly started, developing into a system integrator, where we started to build our own systems and kind of launched that about a year ago. So here we are now at PAX 2022, showcasing all of our systems and all of our products here.
So of course, your logo here is a samurai. Can you tell me where that comes from?
Sure, absolutely. You know, it actually came from. It spawned from the original company, the overseeing company, and they manage 5 other brands, and it was just the whole the whole appeal of the samurai, the samurai warrior, and its loyalty and its courage, and we felt, well, that that's kind of like us, we're very loyal, to our brands, to ourselves, putting out a good product. And the courage to do it as well. So we kind of figured, hey, that's like us. So, let's use something similar to us. So that's kind of where it came from.
Yeah, I'm seeing some incredible art, especially on this PC that you have over here, which we're going to get some tasty B-roll of that, just to make sure you guys can take a good look at that. But what I've been told is that you guys are actually in a lot of different regions, different countries serving. So you don't hear a whole lot of that. A lot will sort of centralize in a certain country and then ship out. So where did that start to coalesce, where you started to sort of have assembly in different countries? How did that start to develop for you?
Sure. And again, it started, the whole distribution started 5 years ago, the brand itself, right? From Mexico, United States, Mexico controls Latin America, the United States controls Northern America, the US and Canada, and in Europe, we're headquartered in Spain. So in Spain, we build in Spain, so we try to keep everything local. Right, obviously the whole ordinance and everything is very unique in every country. So we want to make sure that that's done correctly, right? As well as all the licensing and all the electrical, the rules, right, of electrical. So we want to be in line with all that stuff as well. So we want to make sure that we build it there, that it's built in line there. Not only that, when you think about it, I mean, the components of a PC are fragile, right, per se. And we know that. As in our industry, we know what can happen to a GPU if it dropped. You drop a box. It doesn't matter how well it's wrapped. Something's going to happen, right? So for us to say, okay, well, we're going to build a PC and then ship it to Europe, it's like that's not going to happen. With the odds, if something happened to it, are really big, right? Are really big. It's different when it's here in the U.S., right? It takes a couple of days to ship something, but when it's going overseas, to Europe, then we have to be very careful. So we said, hey, you know what? Let's keep it in country. All those points said, hey, let's keep these in country, build them in country, and not only that, but the PCs we build here, the industry is not the same here as it is over there. The gaming is not the same here as it is in Latin America. It's very different, very unique. Every country, we want to say, oh, we're all the same, and the reality is we're not. The games they're playing are different. The expectations of speed of the GPUs and the graphics and the frames per second and the monitors and the delays of monitors, it's very unique in every country. So we can't, we don't have the ego to say, oh, we know everything. We don't. They dictate that. We just follow. We wait and listen. Hey guys, what do you guys need? Then we fulfill it with our product, saying, okay, this is good for this country, this is good for this country, and this is good for that country.
So different regional standards and almost cultural standards, because there's a gaming culture that's a sort of a subculture of an overall culture of a certain area, right? Okay, that's actually really fascinating to think about, and not something that I would normally consider when I'm thinking about, because I'll get questions like, hey, I'm in the UK, or I'm in South America, or where can I go? Where can I get a PC? And I never really think, whenever I spec one out for someone with a different company that's in, say, in Australia, I spec it out as if it's for me or for someone who I would be helping in the US. So that's something for me to actually really think about. Thank you for pointing that out. Now, since you guys kind of have the whole package with the peripherals, the seating, of course, the whole PC as well, where's the next step? Because you sort of have the whole package already. How do you grow from there? What's the next thing for Yeyian?
Sure. Well, actually, we don't want to grow in breadth. We want to grow in depth, in quality. So we want to, we already, obviously we have, like you mentioned, keyboards, mouse, monitors, chairs, but we want to make a better product, right? And we want to have a better reputation, right? And only we can do that. We control that ourselves. We're making a good product and people saying, wow, I love the chair. Wow, this keyboard's amazing. Thank you so much. I mean, that's what we want to do is create more of depth for our name. Okay, not really start scaling on too many different directions. We are going to be designing our own personal cases and things like that. More, yeah. And so they're going to see with the same kind of branding style. So there are going to be custom-made cases.
Mesh airflow, high airflow.
Yes, as a matter of fact, as you hit it right on the nail. So I don't mean I hope I didn't get in trouble saying that outside of our corporate office, but yeah, as a matter of fact, yes, that's the direction we're headed. You'll see, and trust me, I promise he's going to get the first one, so we'll ship it over.
Yes. Okay. Now we're talking, and we're best friends. Hernan, thank you. I'm yeah. Okay. Honestly. When it comes down to it, everyone wants to be the first to see something or other, right? But I personally look for is that uniqueness in products, but also in the intentions of the company. So my thing, covering system integrators primarily, I'm of a mind that every system integrator out there, the ones that I sort of look at more, or the ones that I like to showcase, have something unique to offer each customer, because there are no two customers who are exactly alike. So if there's one thing that you think you guys bring to the table that helps someone decide that you're the right company for them, what would you say that one thing is?
Sure, absolutely. I would say personability for us. Personability, and for example, here's a prime example. Our PCs, when we build, it's one person that builds one PC at a time. The whole assembly line thing, it's not. There's no pride of ownership when it comes to doing that. It becomes, once you hit assembly line, then we're industrial, and we don't want to be an industrial PC builder, right? So it's one person who's going to build your PC, and that one person is in charge from opening everything and piecing it all together. And what happens is, when you open your PC, there's a paper in there, and it's signed on the bottom, and it's dated on the bottom in ink, and it's checked off everything, including on a burn test. Everything that happens to our PC is checked off. At the test at the end, we test all of the components. We also check all the ports. We need to make sure we actually connect it to a monitor and ensure that it is working before it leaves our warehouse, before we seal it back up. There's no key code involved. You don't need a key code, right? We're partnered with Microsoft, so all of our operating systems are injected. Okay, so you don't have to sit there and go through the whole key code numbers and all that stuff, bloatware, nothing. Turn it on and ready to play. That's it. Just connect it, put it up, and you're online and you're ready.
Partnerships like that can make a huge difference, especially when you're essentially going to be adding so much time to the build, because that's a one-man assembly line, or one-person assembly line. Basically a very short chain of custody, one link. So doing that does take more time, but you have to save time where you can without compromising the quality. And so that is cool. I could see that. I mean, basically, I've had to build something like 15 computers in a day when I was doing IT work, and doing it all yourself, at least you are accountable to yourself. So I can appreciate that. That's very cool. So when someone calls in with a problem, you know who built it. They can help on their own, or report back, and they can follow up.
Correct. That is correct. And that happens a lot. So whenever we get a call and we just type that serial number up, the actual form is scanned, so we'll see it in our system. Everything's signed off, everything, so get it fixed no matter what it is. So we'll be able to get that back to a customer. So we're located in San Diego, California. So when someone calls in, we answer. And I'm on failover, so if it keeps ringing, it's gonna come to me. So it always comes to me. And the thing is, for the most part, you should speak to a human when you call. not to a machine, not to a chat, not to anything like that. You should be able to call someone and say, hey, look, I need help. Okay, and you know what, honestly, can I walk you through some troubleshooting? Maybe the basics, but I can get you to our support team, you know, on an easy hands-off, on a transfer, say, hold on, I'm gonna transfer you to the guys right now, transfer you straight in, right, to another human being. And I think that's super important. I mean, as a consumer, that's what's important to me. As a consumer and as a father, you know, when I'm trying to fix something, trying to get something done, you know, I wanna be able to make a call and say, hey, can you guys help me? I'm kind of stuck. You know, and not a chat that's gonna send me a link that's irrelevant, has no relevance to what I just asked. You know, because they happen to look up a keyword that bots that link into a chat. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Or an artificial intelligence chatbot that's like, syntax error, I think you want to buy 3 computers. No, I'm not getting picture out of my system. So, okay. So by the way, you did tell me about your warranty. It's 3 years labor warranty, 2 years parts, 1 year shipping, and lifetime support. Is that correct?
Correct. That is right.
Okay. Well, that is excellent because you sort of compartmentalized those different things, so it's very clear. Sometimes the shipping part is never mentioned, and it's like, oh, 90 days. Okay. That can be expensive and nerve-wracking to ship something like that. So. I did just want to touch on that really quick, but Hernan, thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll be taking a look, of course, at their website and everything in a System Integrators weekly video coming up, and we'll see how that turns out. But until then, thanks for sitting down with us, and enjoy the rest of PAX.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Let's go, nerds.